Hello, welcome to the cat conversation. I am KJ, your kitty correspondent, and it's an absolute thrill to be live today, recording for you at the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe in Fishers. I'm going to warn you right now that if there are any technical difficulties, you see a camera fall over, that we've got several cats who have decided that of all of the space that we have in the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, that the table that we brought in with the equipment is where they want to play. uh, I think we've got one that's going to get on the table. Oh boy. I feel like we need a roaming cam. I don't know if someone wants to be getting extra footage of this, that would be awesome. Thank you, Kayla. Over on this side, you can't see them, but I've got my sister and my brother-in-law and my nieces and nephews who apparently do not enjoy being on camera as much as I do. So they're like, let's see, camera here, let's sit over there. I wanted to, first of all, thank everybody who has come today. And I hope so far you've enjoyed your time with the cats. And thank you for being amazing cat people. The cat conversation is all about helping cat people have better relationships and understand their cats better. So if we have questions, we do have a microphone. If right now it's being guarded by one of the residents of the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe. Yes, go ahead, Kitty. But if you do have questions, like raise your hand, and I'll require one of my nieces or nephews to get on camera and want to run a mic to you. But I thought, in kind of figuring out like what should we talk about today, the fact that we are in the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, and there are so many amazing cats here, and you think about how much work we do with our cats at home to make them feel safe, to make them feel loved, to make sure that it's their environment. And these cats, we don't know where they've come from. We don't know what their lives have been like up until this point. And so how do we put 15 cats in a room and we're all watching them just exist together? Like, doesn't it make you feel like why can't I do this at home? So I thought a good topic would be, I always say a safe cat is a happy cat, to kind of look around the room and see what Smitten Kitten is doing that makes these cats feel so safe that they can be out when, for a lot of their days here, every hour, new people are coming into what is essentially their home. Right. And they're still like, hey, what's up? It's cool. The fact that they can be here is pretty amazing. If you take a look around the room, you see, how many places do we have that they can get up high and they can hide and they can cuddle and get warm? And even sitting right next to me, this is actually hiding a litter box. So, there are plenty of places for them. Isn't that amazing? Like, you would not know. Yeah. Yeah. So, I would say that the pet industry has come a long way, and it's not any slight on the fact that they've made stuff for dogs. I think we just understood dogs better, and dogs are more social, and honestly, they're not like, hey, I'm going to need some shelves up high in the living room, because they're not prey, right? They're social. They're predators at heart. They're not prey. And then we have these cats who are in this weird constant state of, no matter how much we love them and we want them to understand you are safe, you are never leaving this home, like their brains aren't wired to be like, well, are you sure that something's not going to eat me today? Because I just need to make sure of that. So a lot of the easiest ways that you can solve problems, and it sounds silly, and I'll tell you, we do sacrifice a little bit. You have as many scratch posts as you can. If you can put cool decorative shelves on the wall, that's amazing. You kind of can see what the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe has done. All of this furniture is available to us as well. So you can decorate your house and still, keep that space for the cats. But whatever you can do to kind of pay attention to if my cat's a ground cat, like Grayson is a ground cat, right? I don't think anybody here is surprised because his legs are like this big, right? Like there's the rare time that I come into a room and I see Grayson up high on something, I'm like, man, the work it probably took you to like with those little paws of yours to like jump up there. And so being, oh, how rude. Gosh, I cannot take my family anywhere. That's it. Stop the show. No, we're recording. It's fine. So really some of it is just being observant of what the cat is doing and then like figure out what they like and then mimic it a lot in different parts of your house. So if they like the little cubby holes, make sure that there are cubby holes in different spots so that if for some reason you just had the vacuum near their cubby hole, they might be like, I'm not going back there for a couple of days. Like, where else can they go? And that's one of the things that I think we tend to maybe just not understand or forget is that the resources we provide them, we kind of need to provide them multiple sources because we don't know, did a delivery truck show up and honk its horn while we were at work and now they don't want to sit in that window anymore? Well, they need a window, right? So like if they're not in that window anymore, what can we do? And that's part of the reason, that I do the cat conversation and we have the KJ's Cat Club is because I spend a lot of time observing my cats so that you don't have to. So I can be like, oh, I know what that is. That's, my 18th cat did that. So I did want to throw it out. If there's anybody that has any questions today in particular about your cats or anything that's going on. I got no questions over here from the peanut gallery. Is that what we call it? I don't know. You guys are like, you're so old. Did you have a question, Lisa? All right, I'm gonna roll Mike right over.
Okay. I'm still trying to get my little kitten that was a stray adjusted with my 2 3-year-olds who are brother and sister. They're scaredy cats. I mean, when we first got them, they broke out of their room as babies at 8 weeks. And then when they got out of the room, they hid under the bed for 2 weeks. So that's kind of how they are. This little guy loves them, wants to play so badly. And he looks at him like, what's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. I'm a cat too. So I'm trying to give them some time together. I've got a leash that I may put on him. Yes. I've got the diffuser going with things to help him feel good. I've had him since August. Okay. I don't want to give up, but is there anything else I can do? The vet suggested Prozac for the kitten, and I just didn't want to do that.
Yeah, well, drugs are they help us, right? I have even though I have my storms and melodies calming remedies going all the time, I also have 3 of my 7 cats are on some type of Prozac, so that is it is a viable option. I would almost wonder if how old are the other cats?
3.
Okay. I mean, I would almost wonder if they wouldn't benefit, but I don't think I'd go to that step just yet. Have you tried any of the natural? I know you want to be the star of the show. I get it. I get it, right? Have you tried any of the natural calming remedies like CBD or anything like that?
I haven't used CBD. I have Comfort Zone diffusers in several different places where they tend to congregate. I make sure that my guys have an out. The 3-year-olds have an out if they don't want to interact. Lots of screaming goes on, a lot of hissing.
So they're probably not ready. And since you've been going, since August, you may want to, and it's hard because it's a lot of work on our part, but you might want to try and do a total new reintroduction and wear the kitten out, right? Because if we think about it, like sometimes it just like it frustrates me because I'm like, you're only awake for 6 to 8 hours. Like, can you not get along for 6 to 8 hours, right? But if we can get them in a place where you have run them out, and they are tired. Your kitten is tired. He's like laying on his side, like, I want a snack and go to sleep now. And then do an introduction with one cat so that they can start building. Because your cats, if you would start to recognize if you have more than one cat, there's the herd mentality, and then there's the individual relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can start that kitten on individual relationships where you're building the trust with one, like we're doing that right now with Melody. Melody and Buffy are pretty good together. Melody is not ready for Giles yet, because Giles is a great big fluff ball who every time he sees her, he's like, "You're so pretty. I want to come play with you." And she's like, "Dude, no." Where, Buffy has figured out, and we started doing the treats, right? So we want to do, you don't want to push, you want to kind of start over, do the individual relationships, and our minds are like, let's see how far this can go. Oh, this is going really well. Let's see if it can go a little further. Stop that. If they sit in the room together and they each eat a treat, stop it. That was progress. And all they remember is that they saw each other, they got a treat, and they're okay. Then you can maybe do 2 treats. Then you can start bringing it together, and you can do the food between the door. But most of our problems are that we move them faster than they're ready to go. And that's not criticism. It's just, we're all learning, and every cat is an individual just like we are. And it's just really paying attention to, how do I make them feel safe around each other? We start with those like super tiny interactions. So wear the kitten out when he's ready, like laying on his side, like, oh, I need a nap, I need a treat. Maybe just open the door and let one of the other cats see him laying there, so that they know, like, he also sleeps a lot. Like, but when he sees me, he's like, yeah. And they're like, no. We want them to be able to have that time together, that the kitten is also at the place where it's calm.
Okay.
So you may have to, until the kitten is to the point where they're not as kitteny, right? You may have to continue to have separate times where you supervise, but you can get them longer. Okay. You can make them longer. But what we do is, like, they rubbed noses. We're like, okay, they're good. I'm out of here. And they're like, wait, no, like, we still need our safe space, and we need our time apart. And it's okay if for the rest of their lives, and I'll say this to everybody, you have not failed any of the cats if they don't integrate completely, and you have to have a rotation of where they get to be in the house. That is not a failure. It is just simply, we've done everything that we can. You're still better in my home. You're loved. You're safe. So how do I make the space so that you can share it in a way that you all still feel safe?
Okay.
So it is, I don't want you to give up hope that they will work out, but I would definitely start over, because if you're in that space where they see them and they're just like, no, thank you. I mean, they need their reset, and he needs his reset. And then just like, you have to just forget everything that happened and be like brand new cats. But in that space where you have more than 2 cats, you absolutely, what we have found has worked for us is to work on their individual relationships first, and then see how they do together. Because if you can build that bond a little bit, even if it's a tolerance, then when they get together, it's not going to be as like, oh my God, we're all together. Like it's, they do that, right? Like, we love them, and they're like, all the time. Like, and it's irritating, because you're like, you're literally in the safest place you could be in the world. Like, what else can I do? But they don't think the way we do, right? And when they go into prey mode, all they know is they're not safe, right? And so, like, sometimes we just have to let them be. And when they go into predator mode, they're not being a bad cat, they're protecting themselves, right? They're still afraid. And we oftentimes see, like, the aggressive ones kind of get a bad label. It's still a behavior that's coming from fear. So we don't want to be like bad cat. We want to be like, okay, well, he's scared. So I need to put him someplace that he's not scared. So if you can kind of keep all of that in mind and just really, when you get those little moments that are good, just stop it, let it be 30 seconds, then let it be 60 seconds. Then, then we can go to the long haul. And hopefully that'll work out for you. But if you need to talk to the vet about, I would maybe see more on the side of if there needs to be drugs involved, it might be more on the side of the older cats that need just a little help adjusting to the change, as opposed to you don't want to drug a kitten to not be a kitten. Right. But an older cat who's had a home that they feel very safe in, who is now afraid of it, may benefit from a little bit of chemistry assistance to get them through the change to where they don't have to be on it all the time.
Okay, thanks very much. Dr. Oldenstall is their vet. So,
oh, good. Yes.
So she may want CBD or something. So
the CBD that we use is what she recommended. It's called Elevet is the CBD. So Dr. Oldenstall was just a guest on the Cat Conversation. She's an integrative vet, and she's the reason that Grayson is alive. So, we trust her completely with our kitty cats. All right. Do we have any other questions? I'm so glad that you came today, Lisa. I'll take that. There we go. All right, Patches, how are we doing on time? Because I want to make sure everybody gets to still hang out with kitty cats.
Oh yeah. No, we're actually doing good on time. We are just a little over, I'd say, 17 minutes of recording.
What is it in terms of what time it is? Right
that is 10:47 a.m.
Okay. Well, then I just want to take a couple more minutes and give you guys the rest of the time to really hang out with the cats. I see Summer Bash Sam is back there. He's got a cat on his lap.
Our goal is to get Sam to go home with a kitty.
Is that Rye over there? Is that? Oh my goodness!
Of course, it's Rye, the troublemaker. I love it.
I want to say thank you to the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, because again, I'm just in awe of the work that they do to help these shelters get cats into a space where they can be who they are. They get adopted quicker because people come in here and actually get to see them like this is what they would be like at home, right? And, the shelters are just so overwhelmed that they can't always offer that. So the cat cafes are amazing. The coffee is amazing. And
the coffee is top notch. It is so good. So good. Even yes. If you're not a cat fan, if you are a coffee fan, the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe is solid for your brew.
Well, and to let you know, because some people, if you haven't been to a cat cafe, what do you know? There's a side that's the coffee place, and that you can sit out there and literally just watch the cats through the window. So
right above KJ's head.
If you're allergic or like cats aren't your thing, you can still come here. You can support what they do. You can watch the cats through the window. You can also just get a really great coffee and help support keeping, places like the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe open so that we can help more cats. And then I did want to let you know that if you're not a member yet of the KJ's Cat Club, is everybody here? Everybody like members of, you're in the Cat Club? All right, awesome. We get questions in there all the time. I'll say, I'm not a vet. And if I don't know the answer, I'll usually tag someone or ask someone to answer it. So there's a lot of help, and it's a good resource for you, and it costs nothing. So it's a Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, just go search for KJ's Cat Club or go to kjscatclub.com, and that'll get you right to the podcast, to the group. And keep up with everything, that we're doing on Pet Pals TV. I mean, my goal is just to help you have a better relationship with your cat, because that was the whole point of you getting a cat, was to love it and have a great experience with your cat. Your cat wants that too. So let's make that happen. Safe Cat is a happy cat. I am KJ, your kitty correspondent, and